Welcome into another edition of That's Deep. I'm Tommy Z, joined as always by Johnny Bravo, coming off a week off after a great pay-per-view. Nice. It was refreshing. Had a little downtime. I got away myself. But I'm happy to be back. Happy to have fights. Johnny, how you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Ready to, a little recharge there, a little week off. Kind of sucked the weekend not having any fights, but We're back at it again.
Yes, sir. We've got a pretty interesting card here. Another one where we've got a lot of massive favorites that we don't normally see as favorites this big. So we're going to have to kind of pick through the weeds a little bit. But nonetheless, it's a solid card. We've got a crowd for this one, so that's always fun. And the Black Beast is back, which is always fun. But I guess with that said, we'll just jump right into it here. And we'll get this thing started with the first massive favorite on the card. We've got Fatima Klein taking on Melissa Martinez, strawweight division. Klein, I just saw her at minus 1350 on DK. The line, I don't know who's betting these lines to keep it going the way it's going, but it's flying up there. What are your thoughts here? Do you have any angles on this one?
Yeah, Klein, I mean, she looks pretty decent. I mean, she looks pretty talented. She trains with Blanchfield. She's got, some good wrestling, some decent striking. I mean, she looks like she can be an up-and-comer in this division. I mean, she looks like a solid prospect, and, she looks pretty decent. Whether she's a minus 1,400 favorite, I don't know about that. Martinez, I mean, pretty good karate-style striking. Her brother David Martinez, he's an up-and-comer in the UFC. He seems to have a lot of potential, really good striking. So the family, I mean, they have their own gym in Mexico, I think. So, yeah, she comes from a gym family. So, I mean, the striking looks really good. The problem with her is the takedown defense, which isn't very great. JJ Aldrich, I think, took her down and was grappling her a little bit in their fight. So, yeah, I mean, I see Klein here probably getting takedowns pretty easily at will, and I think she probably could finish her. I think maybe a ground and pound is live here. Yeah, under 2.5 is at a pick'em. So, I mean, probably Klein inside the distance, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I do think she's got potential to finish her. I do think the submission is live, but it's tough to get a read on exactly how. So yeah, inside the distance might be a play, and it does seem like I mean, I don't think it's as lopsided as the odds would say. I mean, the odds are just out of control for two women who don't have a ton of experience in the UFC, but there does seem to be a pretty clear path with the takedowns here. So, I mean,
if it's on the feet, I think it's, a pretty close fight if it's a pure striking match. I mean,
yeah, I think if
Martinez
has
some good striking.
It's pretty competitive. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, does she get the takedowns? Does she control? And if she does, it's a pretty easy fight for Klein. But yeah, I mean, if it stays standing, I can see it being interesting. But with that said, I mean, I'm going with Klein here. I do think the finish is live. My computer just keeps telling me it's not plugged in, so I'm a little bit nervous here. But we'll truck on. But yeah, we'll move on to our next fight here. Our next fight is in the lightweight division. If I can, there we go. We got Mitch Ramirez taking on Mike Davis, lightweight bout. Again, Mike Davis, huge favorite. Mike Davis, really good fighter. I never expected to see him at a minus 1,000 price tag, but here we are. Davis coming off of a pretty underwhelming performance. He was one of the guys that was in the locker room with the paint. And all those guys were complaining they were smelling paint fumes. And I mean, based on the way he looked, he looked like a guy who was out of it the whole fight. So don't expect to see that here. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Mike Davis, talented guy, a lot of potential. It's just injuries has kind of hampered his career. He hardly gets in there, hardly fights, inactivity. All the skills and all the skills and the tools to be a good fighter, just inactivity and injuries just kind of hampered him. And like you said, his last fight, I mean, he didn't look, it wasn't underwhelming. He looked absolutely terrible in that fight. Looked pretty brutal. And and like he's kind of been saying, like he came out and said he had Lyme disease. He has Lyme disease, and the paint thing was affecting him. Or I just think the guy just can't stay healthy. Just injury plagued. So backing a -1,000 favorite when you really don't know how he's going to come into this fight here. He could come in injured again or try to push through a nagging injury, and it might affect him in the cage. So yeah, -1,000. Do I think he wins here? I mean, Mitch Ramirez. I mean, I really don't see where. I mean, I guess he could crack Mike Davis, and Mike Davis could come out and just look like shit. But yeah, I don't like Ramirez's cardio really. I think he's probably got 7 minutes, maybe 5 minutes in the tank. We've seen him grapple before. Davis has really strong wrestling, so I mean, I see another lead path of resistance here is for Mike Davis just to take this guy down and latch up a sub or something and get him out of there. But it's MMA, so you never know how these guys are gonna show up. But yeah, I think Mike Davis wins, and probably wins if he comes in healthy. He probably wins pretty easily. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the skill level is pretty far apart here. I mean, Mike Davis on the feet, he's a really good kickboxer. We've seen him, 3-round wars where he's thrown 150 strikes. We've seen him out grapple dudes. He's got very strong wrestling, very good jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, as long as he comes in here healthy and, there's no paint in the locker room, I think he probably rolls. Pretty lopsided, but yeah, I don't know how I'd really bet it. I think he could find a finish.
I think I like the sub, taking a shot on the sub. It's plus 275. Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, even in that fight, his last fight, Davis did have some really nice positions, despite the way he looked. He had that basically calf slicer rear naked choke. But he got cut open in the first round, and the blood was all over the place, so it was slippery as hell. So, I feel like if there was no blood, he might have still found a finish in that, or he might have still found a sub in that fight. So, as bad as he looked, the jiu-jitsu is still there. And I think that can play a huge factor here. So, yeah, I think the sub's live for sure. But, yeah, I like Mike Davis. I think it's, two different levels of skill here, and he should get it done. All right, moving on. This is where the card starts to get interesting. We've got a heavyweight bout between Kennedy Nzechukwu taking on Walter Walker. Walker has finished 2 straight by heel hook, which is something that we don't normally see. So to see it back to back is pretty crazy. Nzechukwu, big dude. He's got some power. He's big, strong guy. He's had some ups and downs in the UFC, but we haven't seen a ton. Walker, his first fight in the UFC, he looked kind of like a slug. He looked like he lost weight last couple fights. Kind of got himself into shape. So the question here is, can he get that grappling going? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, Kennedy Nzechukwu kind of a flaky guy. I mean, every time you go into, sometimes when you go into him with fights, he has a big advantage. He just kind of freezes up, kind of like that OST fight was just, I mean, terrible look. And there was a couple other performances where that weren't the greatest. Sometimes he seems like he's scared to pull the trigger, which is my concern here, because he's going to be kind of fearing the takedown. So is he going to be kind of hesitant to pull the trigger? He's looked pretty good in his 2 heavyweight fights that he's moved up from. I mean, it doesn't really seem to affect him. I think maybe this probably suits him because he was already a massive light heavyweight. So going up, I don't
Right.
think really affected him too much. But yeah, he's looked good since he's been the heavyweight, you know, and the striking, he's going to have a massive striking advantage here, you know, because I mean, we've seen Walker on the feet. It's pretty slow and plodding and looping, and he does have power in his hands, but I mean, there's no real skill and technique or speed behind any of the strikes. So his game plan here, you know, back-to-back fluke box heel hooks, I mean, against pretty poor competition. So, I mean, coming in here, he looked terrible in that Bresky fight in his debut. I mean, if Kennedy can somewhat do something similar to that, I can see him like, and I don't like Walker's cardio. I've got real questions if he's forced to grapple. Maybe he gets a takedown early, and Kennedy makes him work, and he's holding him down. How is his cardio going to be in rounds 2 and 3? Because cardio didn't look great when he got extended, so that's a concern for me for him. Yeah, it's whether you think Walker's going to be able to chain wrestle or latch up a sub or something, you know, if you're going to take a shot on him. But I like Kennedy. I think Kennedy eventually finds the button and probably knocks him out. So, yeah, I'm going Kennedy by knockout.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's definitely a pretty clear path if Walker starts to slow. This fight to me, it's really two bad fighters. You know, Walker's obviously coming off a couple nice wins, but like you said, it wasn't over the best of competition. So yeah, I mean, he's dangerous, and Chukwu's dangerous as well. You know, they're both pretty big dudes, pretty strong guys. Yeah, I think like a 2-3 KO is in the cards here for Nchukwu. You know, I don't know. Maybe Walker, like I said, he did look to be in great shape his last couple fights. I would expect he probably comes in great shape here. But it's tough to really trust him. But again, it's tough to trust Kennedy at, you know, nearly minus 200 or whatever he's at right now. But I think the knockout's live for sure. We know Kennedy can be taken down. He's been taken down in the past, but he's also, you know, he's been taken down and gotten back up and put a pace on guys too. So tough fight, you know, kind of two middling fighters, but I agree with you. I think the knockout is definitely live as we get later into this fight. All right, we will move on to another pretty lopsided fight in terms of the odds. We've got Lauren Murphy making her return after a couple years off, taking on Eduardo Mora, women's flyweight division. You know, we've seen Murphy fight the who's who of the division. She's getting up there in age. I think she's 41 or 42 years old.
42. I think she's 42.
Yeah, Mora, about 10, 11 years younger. She's got strong grappling. She's probably going to want to get that going in this fight. You know, it's tough to look at Murphy as such an underdog after all the fights, you know, that she's had. She's held her own in pretty much every fight she's been in. But yeah, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, Lauren Murphy, this is her retirement fight, so she's going to probably try to go out with a win. I mean, I don't know. It's a retirement fight. You know, she's been away for a while. I mean, the skills are there. I mean, like, I usually like backing Lauren Murphy as a dog. That's usually a spot where I want to be. You know, and it's paid out for me before. But yeah, I mean, the striking is pretty good. She's got pretty good takedown defense. She's got some grappling in her back pocket if she needs it. It's just I just don't know what to expect in a retirement fight at 42 years old after you've been away for so long. And, you know, Mora, I mean, she's looked pretty decent. I mean, she's looked good. I mean, really strong grappling, you know, some good striking. It's just sometimes she kind of seems to slow in fights towards the later end of the fight. The cardio is kind of a question. But I think she should be able to get Murphy down. I kind of like taking the shot on the sub here. I've been thinking about it all week, the sub here. I think she probably gets her down and maybe finds something. So I don't mind a look at the sub. If I'm gonna bet it, that's probably all I'm gonna bet here is the sub.
Yeah, I think you're on the right path there. I think if this fight goes 3 rounds, though, the plus 3.5 is live for Murphy. I mean, she's gonna put up volume. You know, the cardio's there. Uh, the experience level between the two is pretty wide. Um, I think Mora wins the fight, and she does have the grappling. She could find a sub, but historically Murphy's been tough. She's been tough to put away, and I could see her winning around here, like maybe even the 3rd round. She just, she gets taken down, maybe beat up a little bit, but she scrambles and gets to her feet and puts some volume on. I think she can steal around here. Um, I mean, I think the odds are pretty crazy, but I do think Mora wins. I mean, she's younger. She's an up and comer. Murphy's been off 2 years. We don't really know what we're gonna get from her. Um, but yeah, I'm interested in the plus 3.5. I may bet that. I don't know that if I do bet the fight, that might be the only way I go. But yeah, I think Mora wins and probably just gets the grappling going, and that's going to be what it does, what gets it done. But we move on here. Next fight is, if I can get there we go. In the welterweight division, we've got Jake Matthews taking on Chidi and Chiquani. And Chiquani has looked really good since moving down to 170. His cardio seems better. He's a massive dude for the weight class. He did miss weight in his last fight, so we'll see. Maybe that could be interesting here, but he vowed never to miss weight again, so we'll see. We'll find out Friday morning. But Jake Matthews, he's been around forever. He's pretty skilled. I mean, he's good everywhere, but he's another guy that's kind of just been hot and cold in the UFC. He's looked really great in a few fights, and then he's just looked. You question his fight IQ at times, and he's just been there. He's been around and kind of stayed in the same spot the whole time. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, I've kind of went back and forth on this one like all week. Yeah, you got Chidi, who's another guy who's dropped down, and I mean, he's absolutely massive for this weight class. He, like you said, he missed weight in his last fight, so maybe you want to check scales on this one. But I mean, Chidi is. I mean, we pretty much know what we're gonna get from Chidi. I mean, he's got big power in this, big power, good striking, good kicks. Takedown defense is pretty suspect, and cardio as well is pretty suspect as well. He always slows down, and seems like anytime he faces adversity in the fight, he looks for the door. So if if he's not getting his way in the fight, he'll look for his way out. That's one thing I know about Chidi. I bet on this guy. Watched a lot of his fights, bet on him, and it's just. Sometimes he'll just quit on you. That's the only fear. All the skills in the world, but like just crappy takedown defense and the cardio is also a concern. And we got Matthews, kind of middle of the road guy. Been in the UFC, it seems, for like 15 years. The kid's only like 30 years old, so it's like he's been in for a while. A lot of fights, a lot of experience. I mean, but another guy that's also like hit or miss. Like he could come out and look like $1 million and look really good, and then there's other times where he just doesn't look so great, and he's in a barn burner in a close fight. He will have a grappling advantage here. It's just will he use it? He seems to kind of just fall in love with his hands and not even uses his grappling or nothing like that. So that would be my concern here. I mean, if you're standing at distance playing Chidi's game, then I think Chidi is gonna probably have a field day on. I mean, I don't think Matthews has ever been knocked out, so I don't know. Chidi has some power. I don't know if he can be the first one to crack that button, but this is a tough one for me. I mean, I don't know where to go here. It's like I don't trust Chidi, and I don't trust Jake Matthews to have a solid IQ or game plan to go out there and win a fight. So It's kind of rough. I really don't want to lay minus 150 on Chidi, but maybe a Chidi and fight starts round 2 or something like that. But I could see Chidi sparking him early. He's got that kind of power. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick Chidi. I just don't love the money line.
Yeah, I like Chidi here. I'm a little bit higher on Chidi at welterweight. I think he's looked like a different fighter to me. I think his cardio has looked improved at welterweight. Like we've said a couple times already, he's massive for the division. He's very good in the clinch. These guys both tend to get in the clinch and clinch fight a lot. His knees and elbows in the clinch are very dangerous. So yeah, I mean, I just overall I think good weight cut, everything checks out. I think Chidi finds a way to get it done, and I could see him finding a finish in this one. But yeah, overall, I mean, I like Jake Matthews. He's a solid fighter, but he's just I don't know. He's just kind of he's competitive and he's good, but there's just something missing, and he's been around quite a while, and we haven't really seen that breakout performance. He's had a couple nice performances, but against lower level guys, he's been in there with some tough guys. He's held his own, but I just I'm not a big Jake Matthews backer. I think the way Chidi's looked recently, it's really tough for me to pick against him, and I'm not going to do it here. I think he gets it done, and I think maybe those big elbows in the clinch make a big difference in this fight. But overall, yeah, I think Chidi wins, and yeah, I feel pretty decent about it. It's tough to say that, but
I don't feel comfortable with that at all.
Welterweight Chidi is a different guy. I think he's just.
I gotta prove. You gotta show me more, man. There's so much history
I hear you.
that you gotta.
I know. I hear you. But I think Jake Matthews is a good opponent for him. He doesn't push a crazy pace. He's not gonna overwhelm him with anything. I mean, he's got some power, so he could crack Chidi, and that could change the whole outlook of things. But overall, I think
clear path would be Jake Matthews would be to take Chidi down.
Yeah, and, I mean, he could definitely grapple.
I mean, if he chooses to grapple, I mean, it's not hard to get Chidi down. So I mean,
yeah, I mean that's definitely a path. So. But again, he doesn't show us that very often. So. Maybe this would be an ideal spot for him to do it. Long rangy striker, probably want to get him to the ground. So if that's the case, we'll see. But I like Chidi. I think he gets it done here. All right, our next fight is again in the welterweight division. We've got Chris Curtis moving down to take on Max Griffin. Curtis has always been a pretty undersized middleweight. He made his short notice debut at middleweight, and he's had some success up. He's looked good against some pretty tough guys, but overall, I mean, he probably always should have been a welterweight. Moving down here, we'll see how the weight cut goes, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy for him. We've seen him; he's fought at welterweight in the past before joining the UFC. And Max Griffin, a guy who's not the highest volume. He's another guy who's pretty solid everywhere. He's got pretty good striking. He's got some grappling, but he can also be grappled. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I've always kind of been a Chris Curtis guy. I mean, he's paid me out at some pretty good numbers. He's got some some decent wins in his career since coming to the UFC, and he's a tough out. I mean, he always fights for your money, and he's always competitive in fights. It's just sometimes he kind of whines and complains, and just the attitude sometimes can be shit, which is not great. But yeah, really clean, like counter striking, really clean boxing. Volume is pretty good, decently. Yeah, takedown defense checks out. So yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be a striking match, and I like Chris Curtis. I like his counter striking. He's got some clean, body work too. He likes to work the body, which is always a plus. Um, yeah, and he's dropping down here. I don't know if I like that a lot. Going down. I don't know if I like that, but maybe try one last run, or maybe put together a streak here. But yeah, and then Max Griffin, just, I mean, kind of middle of the road, kind of tough, competitive guy, good striking, just pretty, like you said, pretty decent everywhere, well rounded. So yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty much going to be a kickboxing match. So yeah, I like Chris Curtis striking a little bit better. I think the counters are clean. I like his work to the body. Yeah, I think he can. I don't know if he can catch and put away Max Griffin, but I think it probably goes over 1.5. So maybe a late knockout for Curtis, or Curtis decision win. Yeah, I like Curtis here. It's just, how am I going to get on him? Minus 300. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I like Curtis a lot myself. I mean, a high volume guy against a low volume guy, durable. I know we've seen him get finished recently, but again, it's up at 85. And, that last fight, he got stopped late, but he had landed 142 strikes in that fight. I mean, the guy's always putting volume out there. He's kind of a brick shithouse. I mean, he's tough to take down. We saw Brendan Allen was able to get him down, and there's been a couple guys that have been able to get him down. But historically speaking, his takedown defense is pretty on point. So I think at 170, it's going to be tough for guys to ground him. So for the most part, most of these fights are going to be on the feet. And in this situation here, Griffin does not put up a lot of volume. Yeah, I think Curtis
never really been a Max Griffin guy. Just never really.
No,
Yeah.
neither have I. So yeah, I mean, it's two guys, like, not a big Max Griffin fan. I've backed Chris Curtis quite a lot in his career.
Yeah, I think I backed him in almost like a lot of his fights. In the Brendan Allen fight where he barely lost.
Yeah, we were on him in that fight for sure. And he was right there. Yeah. He hurt his quad, or he did something late in that fight.
Which blew out his groin and got hurt and got dropped. And then the last 30 seconds was getting ground and pounded while he was hurt. Yeah.
Last minute, 30 seconds of that fight. We thought we were live there until that point. And then at that point, we knew we were probably cooked. But yeah, I mean, I like Chris Curtis. I got him tied to some NASCAR bets. I bet a handful of NASCAR winners, and I used him to just kind of get a better number. So I've got Curtis in a few things. Yeah, and this is a spot that, I mean, if everything's good, if everything's on point, I feel like Chris Curtis wins this fight more often than not. So yeah, I'm pretty high on Curtis this week. All right, let's go to the next fight. Couple fighters who I don't think either one of us are going to be too high on. We've got Junior Tafa moving down to the light heavyweight division, taking on Tuco Tokos, who is yet to get a win in the UFC. Tafa, very good kickboxer, good striking. Tokos, he hasn't really shown us too much at the UFC level. He does have some grappling, which could play into this fight. But overall, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, Tafa dropping down here. I mean, from what I've seen, the pictures, I mean, the guy looks in pretty decent shape. I mean, we know what we're going to get. He's one of these crazy Samoan, fucking go out there and slug it out and either finish or get finished. Yeah, kind of like the Mark Hunt type. So, yeah, it's crap, shitty takedown defense. But, I mean, if he catches you and clips you, he's pretty much going to put you away if he catches you, especially dropping down. I mean, that power, I think, is even going to pop even more. So, yeah, and then Tokos, I mean, just not really impressed with him at all. Just I don't know where he's good at. The striking not very good. I don't think the wrestling is very good. But then again, right here, Tafa's takedown defense is pretty shit. So you might not need to have much wrestling to get him down. So, but
Right.
if he gets him down, I think Tafa could be in some big trouble here. But I don't know if he's going to have time. I think Tafa just probably starches him and puts him away, probably in round 1. I think Tafa by knockout is the way to go here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tukos is really UFC level. I agree. I mean, I think Tafa could definitely knock him out. He's got all the skills to do it. It's tough to really trust the guy. With that takedown defense, he could get grounded. But even in the fights where he has been taken down and held down, every time it was on the feet, you thought he had a chance to land something big. So. Yeah. And honestly, I don't think he's ever really been a heavyweight. I mean, he was a guy that, he's carrying some extra weight on him, but, he was
probably
never.
Because he liked to eat.
Yeah. I mean, he was never really a huge guy. So dropping down to 205 here, from what I've seen, I mean, he looks like he's in great shape. I can't imagine the weight cut's going to be crazy for him. So I expect him to make weight, and yeah, I think the striking is better. Like I said, I don't think Tukos is really anything at the UFC level. So should be Tafa here all day. Tough to really have too much confidence in him because we haven't really, seen enough to say that he can handle a guy that, that he can just wipe out guys that don't deserve to be here. But I think this might be a situation where we see that. That's what I'm hoping at least. But I like Tafa, and I think a knockout is definitely live here.
Yeah, Tukos just doesn't look like. I mean, he did kind of. It was the Navajo Sterling fight where he showed like a little something in that fight, but
right.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me to think he's really anything special. But we'll move on here. We've got a heavyweight bout between Vitor Petrino and Austin Lane. And Petrino is actually moving up to heavyweight. He's always been a really big dude. Austin Lane, I mean, this dude's got zero chin. His one win in the UFC was against Despain, who, me and you could probably take him down. And he took him down for 3 rounds and found a way to win. But other than that, he's been pretty much getting knocked out every time. Petrino's got big power. He's got grappling. He's got a decent skill set. But again, he's another guy who's, you can't really put too much stock in him. He's definitely shown some holes in his game. But what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this one is, interesting to see Petrino moving up here to heavyweight. His last fight, got absolutely, he got starched by Jacoby. I was on Jacoby in that one. I faded him in that one. The striking is pretty good. It's pretty decent. He's got big power in his hands. The Anthony Smith loss, this definitely isn't a great look when you're getting guillotined by Anthony Smith, but I guess it happens, right? But I don't know how good this guy is, but maybe moving up to heavyweight, these guys are just so low level up at heavyweight that he could have some success. So I don't know. He's got grappling in his pocket. He's got, we've seen him. Ordinarily, we didn't used to see him use his wrestling, but since he's came to the UFC, he's kind of developed this grappling, and he's kind of been using it more. But yeah, he's got some good striking and big power in his hands. From the pictures that I've seen of him, the guy looks pretty fucking jacked.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he looks decent. I mean, if he can move up and the skills translate, then I mean, this guy could potentially, maybe. I mean, the heavyweight division is just absolute fucking dreadful. So I mean, I think if you have any kind of skills and you can move up and you have some wrestling, and and you move up, some of these guys are just not very good. So you really don't. So I mean, I think he could have success at heavyweight. I mean, I don't think it takes much. And
No.
Lane. I mean, this guy can get knocked out by Augusta Win. This guy has absolutely no chin. I mean, you touch this guy and he's just. I mean, these are like mean KOs where he's face planting and going to sleep. It's kind of it's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say funny, but I mean the positions this guy's getting knocked out in is just, I mean, it's like, what are you doing? He does. I mean, he tries to wrestle. I don't think his cardio's very good. I think he's got about 5 minutes. I mean, the Despain fight. I mean, Despain. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's your win. I mean, you held the guy down for 3 rounds, and if it was on the feet for any amount of time, you'd probably get starched. So,
yeah.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, he has no chin. So I think Petrino's got the power. I think Petrino eventually finds the button and puts him away. Yeah, I like Petrino. Petrino KO.
Yeah, I agree. Austin Lane is. I mean,
he's going to be a massive guy. I mean, he's 6'6".
Yeah.
I mean, the measurables are good, but
yeah, he's just he got too late to the game, too many bad knockouts, and like you said, they're not good. They're terrible knockouts. Every one of them, it's brutal. So
it's mean,
it's not good. And the more you get knocked out like that,
the guy was a football player, so you got to think the blows he took to the head, in football, and then coming in here, these guys don't really fare very well. Like the Greg Hardys and these guys, they don't have a chin. And actually, Greg Hardy knocked this guy out. So I mean,
yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think Petrino probably finds the button at some point, and like you said too, Austin Lane's cardio is not good. I mean, yeah, he did wrestle Despain for 3 rounds, but again, they were not good. The takedowns were just so easy. There was no skill involved. It was just grab a hold of the guy, pull him to the ground, and then Despain has literally zero ability to get off the ground. So, I mean, you can't really take much from that. So I don't think Lane's cardio is very good. I just don't think he's not very good in general. In this heavyweight division, it's pretty bad. I was thinking about that today. Poor Tom Aspinall could probably have 5 title defenses by now if Jones wasn't holding the undisputed belt.
Well, I mean, even if who's he going to fight? I mean, he's going to run through.
But just in general, like he could have maybe fought Ciryl Gane. He could have maybe fought Volkov. But yeah, I mean, he could have fought somebody.
He already starched Volkov in round 1.
Yeah, but I mean, those are the guys that are up there.
There's nobody there. I mean, you're going to have to go to like my guy Almeida. Give my guy Almeida a shot.
Almeida, another guy. But yeah,
I don't think any of these guys stand a chance. But
no, it's tough look.
Yeah.
But so we kind of pretty much on the same page. Well, we are on the same page with that one for sure. We'll move on. This is definitely a much more exciting fight because Nate the Train's in it. So we got our guy Nate the Train Landwehr taking on Morgan Charrier. Featherweight division. Landwehr is the hometown fighter, so he's going to be on his best game. He's going to be looking to put on a show. Charrier is a good fighter. I mean, he's well rounded. He's tough. He's durable. He's got some good grappling. Low volume, so that's kind of been an issue with him. And I mean, it's a Nate the Train fight, so expect a scrap. What are your thoughts here?
Nate the Train, baby. Yeah, I mean, fan favorite, Nate the Train. Every fight he's in is, whether he's winning, whether he's losing, I mean, every single fight is pretty much an exciting, entertaining fight. Nate, he's got good hands, well-rounded guy. I mean, he's got grappling, some decent jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's well-rounded. It's just the thing is getting up there in age. He's 37 years old. It's like, he's getting up there in age, But like you said, this is his hometown fight, so he's gonna bring it here, and he's gonna have his best performance and come out and try to get a win. And Cherrier is like, it's kind of a, I don't know, want to say disappointment, but he's disappointment. Sometimes he's always in, he's low volume, he's well rounded, and it's like he's always in close fights. Every single fight is like a split decision, or it's a close fight. He's lost a lot of the close fights, So yeah, he's just the margin of error for this guy is like, is he so low volume and just doesn't like, put that winning stamp on fights. He leaves every single fight with the question mark. That's my problem with this guy. I've backed him before, and he's disappointed me and let me down before. This has to be Nate the Train shot for me here at home. Just one last maybe final hoorah here at home. So give me Nate the Train as a dog to edge it out. Probably Cherrier's gonna have to fight here. So Cherrier does have power, and we've seen Landwehr hurt before. So I don't mind an under here a little bit. I don't mind an under. Could be an interesting spot here.
Yeah.
But I like the dog shot, and more money's came in on Nate. So I like Nate the Train here.
Yeah, me too. Like you said, Cherrier is always in close fights. You're going to have the crowd on your side here with Nate. You're going to have the volume on your side with Nate. He's going to be screaming. He'll be barking. He'll be doing everything. No matter what, the dude's always looking to put on a show. So optics are on the side of the underdog here. And it's not like Nate is not skilled. He's a skilled fighter. He's tough.
No,
he's he puts up good volume. He's well-rounded. He's dangerous.
Good cardio.
So, the cardio is on point. So I'm riding with you. We'll take the dog shot on this one. I think Nate finds a way to get it done. All right, we move on to another pretty interesting fight here in the featherweight division. We got Calvin Kattar, who's on a pretty rough skid, taking on Steve Garcia, who's he's on a nice little run here. He's knocking dudes out. He's got massive power. But Kattar, he's a guy who's been around. He's fought the best of the best. He went 5 rounds with Max. It was an ugly 5 rounds. He took an unbelievable beating, but he hung in there, bounced back from that fight, and just, put on a clinic against Giga, which was pretty impressive. But since then, he's on a 4-fight skid. He's fought some tough guys along the way. It's not like he's fighting nobodies. And in all reality, this is probably the toughest test for Garcia here in the UFC. Question is, can Kattar kind of bounce back from his recent woes, or is he kind of starting to take that trip towards the exit? What are your thoughts here?
Another one I kind of went back and forth on all week. It's like you don't like what kind of like Calvin Kattar are you gonna get? Like you don't really know what to expect of this guy. This guy, he blew out his knee right in that fight.
Yeah.
And he came back against Aljo and just, I expected some kind of better performance in that fight. He looked terrible. And then his next fight, he just got. I was on him in his last fight. I thought he was going to be able to box, and we might see a flashback of the old Calvin Kattar. But he just looked like a shell of himself. He's got really good boxing. He's got good volume. He's got really good striking. But is he just done?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's never been knocked out before. So it's like. Man, I don't know, man. This is a tough one for me because Garcia, I mean, yeah, he's looked good on his last few fights. He's looked really good, solid performance. He's absolutely starching guys. But I mean, not too long ago, there was like question marks about, I mean, his chin and his cardio, because the chin, he got wobbled in fights before, and almost finished. And his chin was a big issue until he's went on this nice run, and people kind of forgot about that. So he can be cracked here. It's just, man, this guy Garcia's just looked really good in this. I mean, he's straight icing fools, man. He's putting them out, man, and with ease. Can he find the button and be the one to crack that chin, a Cater? I don't know I don't know. I'm not sure. This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna lean Garcia can get the job done and just be the younger fighter, and that Cater's probably just cooked. But I mean, this is probably a good live betting opportunity where if you see Cater looks somewhat active and decent, maybe you jump in on Cater live if he looks good. But yeah, I think Garcia's got to be Garcia for me here.
Yeah, dude, I went back and forth on this one big time. Because like Cater definitely has the skills. Cater, I would say, is the more skilled mixed martial artist. We've seen him in the big spots. We've seen him against the best guys, and we've seen him put on some amazing performances in his career. The dude's the real deal. I mean, he's never a championship level guy, but he was close. He was close for a while. And Garcia, you question, all right, he's looked great, but the level of competition, although I will say that Chase Hooper knockout is looking better and better as Chase Hooper just kind of buzzsaws through everybody.
Costa fight too.
Even the Kyle Nelson fight, like the Costa, that's a good win. Even the Kyle Nelson fight, like Kyle Nelson was starting to look pretty good, putting on a little run, and then Garcia you put an end to that pretty quick. So I mean, Garcia's definitely got the power. And Cater's kind of getting in that kind of Tony Ferguson range where it's like, yeah, it's still Tony Ferguson, but he's been through the wars. Calvin Cater's been through the wars. The losing streak's happening, but you still think, well, he had these fights. He was this guy. He's durable. He's this. He's that. But then you just kind of see it just falls off, and it never really comes back. And we may be at that point with Cater. And
I think that Max fight took a lot out of him. Even though he did come back and he got that Giga win, I mean, and then you blow your ACL out. It's just.
Yeah, that's what's tough. It accumulates, man. He's been in wars, even fights that he's won in spectacular fashion. A lot of those fights were wars, and then he turned it on at the end and beat guys, and so he's been through a lot. And the ACL, that's tough. As you get older, the injuries start to pile up, and you can never really reclaim that glory. And in the UFC, honestly, outside of like Glover Teixeira, who have we really seen like bounce back and find their way back to the top? It's not, you don't really see it very often. So I feel I kind of, that's where I'm leaning. I feel like that's where we're at with Cater. And Garcia is a guy that can hit hard enough to hurt him. Even if he doesn't put him away, he could hurt him pretty bad and make it look bad. So I just have to lean with Garcia. He looks like he's on the way up. Cater looks like he might be on the way out. I definitely thought all week about maybe jumping on Cater one last time, but I can't. I just don't think I can pull the trigger. I think I got to go Garcia here. All right, moving on. Talking about guys getting towards the end of their career, we've got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Gabriel Bonfim, welterweight division. Again, Bonfim is a big favorite here. Stephen Thompson, he's a guy, he is getting older, but he's still extremely dangerous. His striking is still elite. He's he's a tough out. You know, obviously we saw Joaquin Buckley put him out, but even in that fight, you didn't look out of place. But you know, Bonfim's another guy. He's coming in. He's got big power. He's got grappling, which obviously we've seen Wonder Boy struggle with some grapplers in the past. But you know, we question Bonfim's cardio too. So, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Bonfim brothers. But I think Gabriel Bonfim is probably the better brother. So I mean, he's looked okay. I mean, he's looked decent in his fights. I mean, obviously the Dalby fight where Dalby was able to just weather the storm and kind of push his pace and he just completely gassed and kind of got broad checked in that fight. You know, but he's bounced back and got a couple good wins. You know, got decent striking. You know, and the striking's nowhere near like the level of Wonder Boy. You know, it's not even close. You know, the grappling. I mean, is he really a chain wrestler? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he kind of just finds a way on top, and he's got good submissions. He'll pull Gilly. Yeah, I mean he's decent. I'm just not high on these brothers, but I mean the question is how much does Wonder Boy have left in the tank? You know, the durability is kind of dropping a little bit lately. You know, I mean he did. I mean the Buckley fight. I was on Buckley on that fight, and he was actually about to win that fight until Buckley like caught him and put him away. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like Wonder Boy's had problems with guys that are able to like be able to take him down and hold him down. You know, the Shavkat fight. I mean, it's Shavkat. You know, he's still fighting at 40 years old. He's 42 years old. He's still fighting. I mean, the best of the best guys. I mean,
Right.
Kevin Holland fight was kind of like he just kind of schooled him in that fight. It was crazy. You know. Yeah, Holland had success early, and then Wonder Boy just took over late. You know, really tricky striker. You know, he's going to use that karate stance. You know, a lot of guys. You know, you can't really bring people in your training camp to kind of replicate the style. So a lot of guys, it's a puzzle that people have to solve. You know, and I mean, Bonfim has power, and of course, he could catch Wonder Boy, but I don't think he has the same like amount of power as Buckley. I think Buckley's probably better than Bonfim.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is tough, man. If Wonder Boy can stop like a takedown, I mean, I think probably it's Bonfim by sub. But I thought long and hard about maybe taking a shot with Wonder Boy here, because I think if he can keep it on his feet and keep the striking, you know, I mean, I think he can win this fight. I don't see why not.
Yeah. I agree, man. We haven't really picked a lot of dogs on this card, but I will say I can make an argument for quite a few. Wonder Boy is one of them. But I think the way I'm going to approach this fight is, you know, we'll see kind of how the first few minutes of the fight plays out. But if Wonder Boy looks like he's in it, I'll probably throw something down live on him. Because I do. I mean, the cardio, I obviously I trust his cardio over Bonfim's. I do worry, you know, if he does get taken down, if he gives up his back, it's a real problem. I mean, Bonfim's got some good subs, but you know, at the same time, we haven't really seen him just show that grappling where he can just be dominant with it over the course of 3 rounds. We've seen it in flashes. But yeah, I mean, Wonder Boy's been in there again. He's been in there with the best, and he was, you know, inches away from the title a couple times. And his striking's not going anywhere. His cardio's not going anywhere. He's an extremely dangerous fighter the entire time. So, but yeah, I mean, my official pick, I'm picking Bonfim. I do think he's going to be able to implement some grappling, and he could land a big shot. But yeah, this is one I'm going to be interested to watch live, because I could easily see Wonder Boy, you know, putting on a clinic late in this fight. So I'd say Bonfim to win, but yeah, looking live.
Well,
all right, we move on to our main event. We've got a heavyweight bout between the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, taking on Taliesin Teixeira. Teixeira, decent sized favorite here. He's shown he's got some big power. He's very fast. He's a big dude. But he has not faced the likes of Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis has not looked the greatest over the past couple of years, but he still has massive power. We know he can fight 3 rounds. We don't really know that about Teixeira. Interesting one here. Always is with Derek Lewis. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I mean, somebody's going to sleep here.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, you watch Teixeira back, Teixeira back on tape, and this guy. I mean, he's icing fools. Like he's getting them out of there. Pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, these guys aren't lasting like 90 seconds, and he's putting them away. Taking them out.
Yeah.
Level of competition obviously isn't great. I mean, the guy he fought in the Contender Series was pretty terrible. I mean, and the way he fights, he's going to come in, he's going to throw big bombs, and he's going to leave his chin up in the air the chin is there to be cracked. He did get cracked a couple times in that fight. So this guy, he's got the tall man's defense. He's 6'7". He's going to walk in there straight up, and going. I mean, this is going to be. I don't see this fight really getting out of the first round. In my opinion, I think he either ices Derek Lewis or Derek Lewis catches him with something big. We know what we're getting with the Black Beast. I mean, fan favorite. My balls are hot. I mean, we've seen him though recently. He's kind of been using the grappling a little bit, kind of wrestling a little bit, getting those trips and getting on top. And I mean, if he gets on top, his ground and pound. I mean, he's got some vicious ground and pound if he gets on top. So I mean, that could be a path where he goes, but I don't know. I don't know if he could take this massive man down. So yeah, I think I can't lay chalk on Teixeira. I gotta go. Probably take a shot on Derek Lewis. Probably finds the button here. I got to ride with Derek Lewis against the unproven guy. Yeah. Lewis wanted these kind of younger, unproven guys. I mean, I think usually this is the competition where Derek Lewis shines. He is getting up there in age. He's 40 years old, so that's a concern. But I mean, this is heavyweight, and I think Derek Lewis has better cardio. I think he's So I'm going to say Derek Lewis here gets him out. I don't really have it's a heavyweight fight. I think either one of these guys could put each other away. I think probably under 2.5 here would be solid. Parlay or under 1.5. But yeah, I think it's violence, and I'm going to lean with the dog money in Derek Lewis. So yeah.
Yeah, same. I just in this spot, Derek Lewis as basically a 2-1 underdog. Sign me up. I mean, the guy that's, we've seen it before. I mean, Dawkins was schooling dudes and knocking them out, and then ran into Derek Lewis. And I do think Teixeira is probably better than Dawkins, but it's just one of the fights where Derek Lewis he's got the power, he's got the experience, and he's not a cardio machine by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got some pretty good fat man cardio, and he can find a way. We've seen him finish fights in the third round. In Albany, he fought in Albany many years ago, and I think that was a 4th round finish that he found in that fight. So we know the power translates for 3, 4, 5 rounds. Two guys that can crack. Give me the underdog most times, but especially when that underdog is Derek Lewis, I'll take the shot every time. Black Beast roars again. That's kind of what I'm expecting to hear at the end of this one, and that'll be a great cap to the night. Hopefully that's the case.
Yep.
But
Yes,
all right,
sir.
that's it. What's up?
Yeah, Derek Lewis. Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right, so yeah, that's it. It's not the greatest card in the world, but there's some good fights on the card. There's always money to be made, and it'll be fun. We'll be live Saturday night. We've got Xfinity this weekend. We've got Cup this weekend, so another road course. So we'll be looking to see if anybody can beat Van Ginsbergen. So far, it's been a one-man band, but we shall see. I think this race on Sunday will be a little bit more competitive. But yeah, like I said, we'll be live all weekend long. Tune in, sign up, nukethehouse.com if you haven't already. Share this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I guess, Johnny, if you got anything else, let us know. Otherwise, we'll get out of here.
No, that's it.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend, and we will see you on the lives. We're out.
See ya.